Good afternoon and welcome to AFL NT's coverage of the Central Australian Football League versus the Northern Territory Football League representative doubleheader here at TIO Traeger Park here in Alice Springs. The first game today is the women's match between Central Australia and the Northern Territory. My name is Paul Murray and I'm joined alongside by me today is Stu Davis. The last time, Stu, we were sitting side by side, it was at Humding Grand Final, St Mary's and Nightcliff.
A one-point game.
It was. It's good to see representative footy back as we broach into April in Darwin footy. That's a little bit unknown, a bit unheard of. But here we are today for representative footy. Stu, what do you see going to happen today?
Yeah, look, firstly, fantastic concept that the Central Australian Football League gets to play against the NTFL, and of course the first time it's ever happened in women's footy. So really looking forward to that as a spectacle. What to expect? Well, logically, you would expect that the NTFL might be a little bit strong for the CAFL. The competition's been going longer, and lots of talent we know from both centres really. But it'll be interesting, of course, CAFL on their home patch, so that gives them that advantage.
And predominantly today, it's homegrown stuff, isn't it? It's residents of Darwin versus the residents of Alice Springs as the game's underway.
Absolutely, and it's NTFL who've got the ball forward. Hand pass comes out the back, just working it through the hands quickly, and a long kick inside forward 50. Standing underneath that one was Steph Lawrence. Got her hands to it, couldn't quite take the mark, and a struggle for it at ground level as the players sort themselves out. That one's wrapped up inside, and you would think would be a ball up. It is. So inside forward 50 for NTFL early in this first quarter. As doing the ruck work was Bonnie Brown for NTFL. Ball comes back towards her, but it's just scooped away, and Central Australia get it off the boot and out towards the boundary line, and it trickles over. That'll be an NTFL free kick to Gabby Della out wide there. Lasso rule. She kicks long inside 50. Ball spills out the back. Gardner Dunn swoops on that one, runs away now past a couple of opponents, run a fair distance, dribbles along the ground, but always offline and through for a behind. So the first score of the game is a point to the NTFL.
So a repeat forward 50 entries there, Stu, for we'll call them the Buffaloes, the NTFL against the Central Australian team. Good to see the jumper, mate. The NTFL jumper always coming up with something different. The white looks very resplendent today, doesn't it? Yeah,
we'll talk about that when we get a moment, but it is a different one to what they've normally been wearing as they go back inside to the top of the goal square mark. Almost taken down there. Play on's the call, and struggling at ground level. Good pressure applied by Danica McDonald for Central Australia, and forces the ball up right at the top of the square. Bonnie Brown just outmuscled on that occasion as Danielle Woods came in and did the ruck work. It squirts out towards the goal line. Here's a chance at ground level, picked up down there by Michaela Ward, and she gets tackled and wrapped up, and this will be a ball up right in the goal square now.
Two massive numbers around that footy there too, Stu.
Yeah, that's right. You'd think that CFL would be happy to force it over the goal line if they could, but still scrambling at ground level. It's not coming out easily at all, as desperation from the CAFL defence, and eventually a quick kick out, but it's gone straight up the corridor in a dangerous position. If NTFL get their hands on it, they do. The hand pass comes back to Smith, whose kick was smothered, falls into the hands now of Rennie Hicks, but her kick's chopped off right on the behind line, and some relief for Central Australian Footy League as they bring it out, trying to kick off the ground, but just slewed off the side of the boot, and so that'll be an NTFL free kick taken by Ajani, who kicks long towards centre half forward. A great kick and a terrific strong mark. Standing tall, Bonnie Brown. She's looking to centre the ball into the corridor where she's got a player who's come up in space. Is that Janet Baird?
Marika Carlton.
Marika Carlton, of course it is. And so she's taken the mark about 40 metres out, directly in front here at TIO Traeger Park Oval, looking fantastic as usual. Carlton, she plays on around the player on the mark now, kicks long towards goal, but left that one hanging out to the right, and it's a behind only.
Well, we know our distance there now, Stu. She didn't really even look like that, did she? She wanted to take a wide arc, get a little bit more power behind the leg.
So Woods brings it in again towards the near side of the ground. At ground level, that's Baird who gets it out the back, and a long kick comes into the corridor. A juggling attempt at mark, but might have been off a couple of hands. Gardner-Dunn plays on anyway, kicks towards goal, but that one's too low, and it's not chopped off by one of the captains in Tamara Walker, and she clears out towards the back pocket. But CAFL under some pressure down there as it's just paddled out into some space. And the NTFL players swoop around waiting for the loose ball to come out. There's a tackle perhaps without the ball. Play on's the call as the quick kick dribbles out towards the boundary line, and that's over the line, and it'll be a boundary throw in, still inside forward 50 for the NTFL.
Well, plenty of numbers up forward there, Stu, is that the Central Australian girls obviously understand that they need to put a little bit of pressure on the Buffaloes to try and hold the ball in there and to stop them from scoring.
So the boundary throw, Molly Althouse in front, takes it out herself, gets the hand pass back to Brown, back to Althouse. Althouse has a shot at goal, but NTFL just off target at the moment, and that one missed to the near side, so another behind.
That was good work. They're going to have their work cut out from Central Australia here, trying to defend like this. Especially Brown was getting a lot of footy, and now Althouse has slid in there as well. So
yep.
They're a little bit short too, Central Australia, height-wise.
So that kick in from McDonald, beautifully read by Althouse, just drifted across and took the mark and tries to look for Brown again, but it's chopped off, and CAFL get their hands on the ball at ground level, and a quick kick out gets it outside of their defensive 50 down towards the centre square. Now here's a chance as running onto it down there is Hayley Marsh. She gets the hand pass back, but didn't find a teammate. Althouse comes in, gets the hand pass over the top, but good pressure. Sees the ball spill to the ground again. The hand pass comes back to Brown, who kicks forward, inside forward 50. Lawrence picks that up on the bounce, kicks into the corridor, and that's a beautiful pass and a well-directed kick and a nice mark taken by Casey Morris. So Morris about 35 metres out from goal. Still a long-range shot, so not the easiest as kicks on the way. It's drifting out to the right. It's going to fall short. Ward comes in late, gets her hands to the ball, but it spills to Carlton at the front. She's got some time and space, swings around, kicks towards goal. Goal umpire doesn't move. That's straight through the middle for the first game of this representative contest, and it's Marika Carlton who scored the opportunist goal.
Well, she pushed down the ground a little bit, front and centre. Michaela Ward was able to bring the ball to ground, Stu, when she was right there. Wardy then did her best work off the ball by creating a little bit of space for Carlton, and gave her the opportunity to swing round onto that trusty right foot, and as you can see now, she's pushed back onto that left-hand side wing, so she'd pushed fairly up the ground, to support her forwards, her teammates there, and was on the end of a good handball off from Wardy, and then goal to the Palmerston youngster.
Yeah, she's an excitement machine, that's for sure, and will run all day, and that's resulted in an early goal for her as Jazz Hewitt back in doing the ruck work for NT, but that one's a stalemate really as first hands on the ball was Kalisha Rioli, hand pass forward, but it's chopped off by Carlton coming in from that wing, and NTFL going forward straight down the corridor again, just grabbed nicely there by Smith, who got the hand pass inboard, comes to Hewitt, who's worked her way forward. She tries to deliver a pass inside forward 50, it's out in front of Ward. Ward picks up, kicks into the top of the goal square, great kick, beautifully directed pass, and Casey Morris just hard running from half forward, got to the goal square by herself, took an uncontested mark, and then walked in to kick the goal.
There was good eyesight there from Ward. It looked as though she was just sort of banging it back into the corridor there, but Morris had come down the ground a long way there for a run from centre half forward and left her opponent behind. Virtually took the mark inside the goal square and has put the Buffaloes 2 goals up, 2 goals 3-15 to Central Australia yet to score. We're at this nearly the 8-minute mark of the first quarter.
Yeah, just quickly on the strips out there, Central Australian Football League obviously wearing their traditional strip, which is a terrific one, and the NTFL actually wearing a replica of the last game that the NTFL played against the CAFL, so a bit of history in that one for them, and all the players love it as they go forward again, but this time chopped off at centre half back, and a chance for Central Australia to settle at half back as Johnson kicks out towards the near side wing, but it's Carlton again who pounces on that one, kicks it high towards half forward. Hewitt works her way to the front, got her hands to the ball, couldn't take the mark. Hand pass comes back out towards Carlton again. Some strong body work against her, but there was holding in that body work according to the umpire, and Carlton will take the free kick just forward of centre, looking to switch back into centre half forward again. Good defensive work going back by Ma. Once again got a fist to the ball. Ball at ground levels picked up by McDonald, whose hand pass just got knocked down, and NTFL swarming again as the hand pass comes out the back. Oldhouse picks up now, gets around onto her right bit, kicks forward, but well read and chopped off by Walker for Central Australia once again.
Yeah, they probably should have had... the Buffaloes probably should have got somebody backing behind that contest there, because Molly Outhouse under pressure just sort of banged it on the boot.
Walker goes straight up the ground. There's plenty of white jumpers there as Central Australia working hard at ground level, force it forward, and now a kick comes into the centre square. Mark not quite taken there. Plow's the call as players fall to ground. Swinging around was Maria Rioli, but her kick is chopped off at half back, and Central Australia elect to go wide this time, but through the hands out there of Hannah Turnbull. She got the hand pass, but her teammate couldn't take it. Turnbull back in again, gets the hand pass back to Lucy Lewis, but just a dribble kick forward, and a hand pass forward goes back into the hands of Turnbull, who kicks forward, and now NTFL got it inside forward 50 once again with a long kick. The hand pass in defence from CAFL, just trying to find a player to work it out, and eventually they get it to Danielle Woods, who chips inboard, and a chance to settle as CAFL look to switch to the near side of the ground this time. That one just goes over the head of Franks and tidied up at the back by Brown. Brown used the ball beautifully inboard to Della, and Della takes the mark inside forward 50 for NTFL. She has got a player on the lead and chips it to Bonnie Brown, who worked down after delivering to Della, and then positioned herself nicely and took a strong mark in the contest.
She's been lively early, Stu, hasn't she? She's had a lot of touch there, probably playing deep forward. She's been an option because they're fairly heavily weighted down there with height, with Ward, Oldhouse, Brown have been getting plenty of touches.
So Bonnie Brown's kick on the way, just drifting out to the right. Ward gets her hands to the ball, couldn't take the mark, and it may have gone over the behind line by the looks.
There must be a bit of a magnet in that right-hand pocket, I'm thinking. There's a bit of breeze flowing that way, Stu, from your time down the...
yeah, I was looking earlier, and it was blowing across the ground in towards the grandstand, so it could have swung around by now, though. But that one hit the behind post, so it's a boundary throw in. Quickly taken, it's flicked over the back, and at ground level there's a scramble for it once again. No one can take any possession. In fact, it's a free kick going the way of Central Australia. Chelsea Hayes will take that free kick. Happy to take some time and just find the right option going out, but obviously not too much to go to. She kicks high down towards half back. It's punched away from behind, and at ground level swooping on that one was McWhinney. Got the hand pass out the back, and a long kick into the goal square. It's touched off hands going towards the goal line, and that's another behind to the NTFL as plays back in action quickly with the ball brought in, and hand pass comes out to Rioli again on the left foot. Didn't get too much purchase on that. Snatched out of the air by Hewitt down there. Got the hand pass across to Lawrence. Lawrence running through, gets it over the top, looking for Gardner Dunn. She got worried out of it, but it comes back to her, and she's missed from a couple of metres out, just slid off the inside of the boot. She looks a bit disappointed with herself there.
And that's her signature move, Stu, isn't it? Yeah. Those couple of goals she kicked in that grand final were all from about 6 or 7 metres out, and all sort of happened at the fall of the ball. So maybe the Central Australia trying to take some time here. Oh, no.
That's not the best kick in, and Brown gets in there, but the CAFL players come in. It's a hook shot around, but it just falls into the lap of Michaela Ward, who's unchecked and no one in front of her, so just strolls off and pokes it through for another NTFL goal, and their third on the board in the late stages of this first quarter.
Well, a little bit of pressure there, obviously, is finally got to the Central Australian girls, because they've been battling very hard from a defensive line, and just a lazy leg there from the kick-out, Stu, they've forced an error. And the Buffaloes girls were quick to jump on that. The NT Buffalo girls were quick to jump on that, and Michaela Ward standing out there by herself. Easy mark, easy goal. So 3-5-23. We're at the 13, just over the 13.5 minute mark to CAFL, yet to score Central Australia.
Yeah, good start by the NTFL. They've had the ball camped in their forward half for the whole quarter as Hewitt in the ruck thumps it forward once again. But first hands on the ball at ground level was Mum Aldrich. She hands the ball back to the umpire as a clever tap comes out the back to Della. Della kicks down towards half forward. Cutting across at half back was Chelsea Hayes. Just tried to force it forward into some space. There's more white jumpers than black ones there as the NTFL go forward again. The pass, well, the two NTFL players almost spoiled each other there as through the hands. CAF will bring it away again, but it's going to come straight back in as Della swoops on that one, kicks long from half forward down towards the goal line. It might be going all the way. Ward on the goal line tries to control it through. Eventually it spills to the advantage of Gardner-Dunn, and this time she makes no mistake with the kick off the ground from only centimetres out from the goal line, and they had a 2-on-1 down there. The long kick came in, and Gardner-Dunn this time got the chocolates.
Yeah, just short of numbers back there, the CAFL again, is that they're trying to just force the ball out in any particular way that they can. As the siren goes, we said we're playing 15-minute quarters. Yep. You're watching AFL NT's coverage of the women's representative match here at TIO Traeger Park in Alice Springs. AFL Northern Territory would like to thank Kazali's Palmerston Club for supporting the NTFL representative team, as well as the Yepenrinya Shopping Centre for supporting the Central Australian Football League representative teams. As we stated moments ago, NTFL 4-5-29 to the Central Australian Football League yet to score. We'll be back with the second quarter after this short break.
Kazali's Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge, or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gatherings or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Yipper in your shopping centre. It's just so convenient and so much to choose from. Undercover parking and my favourite shops are all in one area. There's so many new shops to see, right in the heart of Alice. Yipper in your shopping centre, Hartley Street, Alice Springs.
Discover Lassiter's, Alice Springs' ultimate entertainment hub. Stay at Crown Plaza Alice Springs, wake up to the iconic McDonnell Ranges and enjoy our modern and welcoming health club. Unwind at Lavish Day Spa, relax poolside with a cocktail. Plan a casual rendezvous at Juicy Rum Bar and Grill. Treat someone special to dinner at Tarly Restaurants. Test your luck at Lassiter's Casino or join Lassiter's Rewards for a chance to win cash and prizes.
Think of the people who need your support. Gamble responsibly.
Bring it up, up. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back, bring it back, up. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it.
Welcome back to TIO Traeger Park here in Alice Springs for the Central Australian Football League versus NTFL Women's Representative game here at the moment, the start of the second quarter. My name is Paul Maher. Stu Davis, how have you seen things?
Yeah, strong start by the NTFL, probably as expected, and Central Australia are up against it, but I'm sure they'll keep having a crack as NTFL go forward again. Rennie Hicks kicks the ball down towards half forward, well chopped off at half back and cleared away by Johnson. The mark taken nicely by Nakia Clark, who kicks into the middle of the ground, but that bounces into the hands of Hewitt, who gives it over to Oldhouse. Oldhouse long inside forward 50, out wide. It's picked up by Rioli, who thumps the ball down towards the goal line. It's getting over the back, and reading it beautifully down there was Michaela Ward. She wants to come around right in front, but I think she's going to be allowed to. I'm not sure she actually took that mark in the goal square, but anyway. So she will take the kick, and within seconds NTFL have another goal on the board, and a quick passage of play, finding players all the way down the ground, and knew where their strengths were, and that was Ward over the back, judged it perfectly.
Well, Maria Rioli out on her own there. She had a paddock either side of it, didn't she? She was able to pick it up and just virtually slammed it onto the boot, knowing that Ward was playing deep, and she just slipped over the back of the pack, took the easy mark, easy goal. So that's her second for the day. Goal scorers in the first quarter was Marika Carlton, Shaquilla Gardner-Dunn, as well as Casey Morris and Michaela Ward. They all had one apiece. Now Ward's hit the scoreboard within the first minute and a half of the second quarter.
So this time Oldhouse doing the ruck work, gets it down. Again, some good body work in there as the hand pass comes out, but cleared away by Mar Moldrich down the middle of the ground. An unfortunate bounce there for Mar, but they're struggling hard now at ground level as in there was Arabi for CAFL, but couldn't control the ball. Toe poked out to Oldhouse now, who has a runner through the middle of the ground, and that's McWhinney. McWhinney's kick goes inside forward 50, chasing hard down there. Gardner-Dunn tries to force it forward. Good defensive work back there by Kalisha Rioli. Got the hand pass out the back to Walker, whose hand pass was chopped off. A great tackle again. And Rioli whoops a hand pass over the top, but good defensive work by McDonald. Ball spills out into some space now as the hand pass misses the target. Hewitt tracks back on it but can't pick it up. But McDonald once again, another important touch as Rioli at ground level just forces it out into some space. It's kicked off the ground by Hayes as they're defending desperately, and now a quick kick away, but you can see the white jumpers lined up, and this time it's Jazz Hewitt. Looked to hand pass, but eventually swung around, kicks long towards goal herself, and she's got herself on the board. The coach of the NTFL representative team, Jasmine Hewitt, and was just weight of numbers in the end, Paul.
It certainly was. There was so much pressure coming inside that 50-metre arc, and they kept popping out. Kalisha Rioli is virtually down on hands and knees trying to get the ball out and force the ball forward, and every time they brought it out, it just went straight back in again. It was just virtually a weight of numbers that was going to come undone, and the captain coach put it onto her right foot.
Well, she's not the captain, Paul.
She's not the the coach.
The coach, yeah. Janet Baird's the captain, and yeah, so they've got plenty of leadership there out there with Rennie Hicks, of course, the vice captain. So from the restart, Oldhouse gets the hit out. Clever work by Della, got the hand pass out the back, and NTFL go forward again. This time the mark unfortunately spilt by Sophie Jakes, and that allows NTFL in a swooping hand pass over the top to the advantage of Hicks. The bounce didn't favour her though, and it's picked up across half back by Jeffrey for CAFL. She kicks it down into the centre square, but good hands again by NTFL as they work it forward, not afraid to throw it around, but there's a free kick been found, and it's going to go the way of Jazz Hewitt just outside of forward 50. She's wasting no time, has got a player in space going forward, and that's Steph Lawrence. She takes the mark, wanders off now, kicks long towards goal, and another good finish for the NTFL, just scoring goals at will in the early minutes of this second quarter.
And Jazz Hewitt too. She's had 3 or 4 touches already in the first 4 minutes of that second quarter. She's taken the ruck tap out and then she's moved forward. She's had 3 or 4 passages of play there where she's had the ball a long goal and fed her point teammate in Steph Lawrence, who very rarely misses.
Yeah, that's right. She's led the goal kicking up in the NTFL a couple of times, and so just see Angie Gonnan running on to in a rotation into the middle of the ground as we wait for the ball to come back, and so Hewitt switching back in the ruck work. As, we're up again. Hewitt hooks it over the back beautifully, and they're away again. Smith this time kicks long straight down the middle of the ground, but well read by Rioli for CAFL, and she chips the pass out wide, and the mark taken out here. And CAFL, so Central Australia working it out towards the boundary line. Marm Aldrich scrambling forward at ground level, picked up by Hicks for NTFL. Her hand pass doesn't hit a teammate, and some strong tackling as the ball spills out now. Hicks gets the kick forward, and Maria Rioli has a runner on the outside. She gives that to Della. Della swings it back towards the corridor. Ward got her hands to the ball, couldn't complete the mark, and at ground level it's a chance for NTFL again, picked up by Bonnie Brown, throws it on the left boot, it's swinging back but not far enough, and through for a behind.
Geez, there was plenty of white jumpers down there then, Stu, was that they just couldn't pick the ball up. Ward got both hands to it, might have drawn a free kick for chopping of the arms, but it didn't. It hit the ground. They were running in numbers, the Buffaloes, but they couldn't pick it up, and maybe a little bit more comms. Brown would have been able to get a handball out.
It was a good kick in by Walker, but Johnson unfortunately just couldn't hold on to the mark, and now it's come back again into the hands of Ward. Ward just didn't bring that one back. Almost a lazy attempt at goal, but just pushed it wide to the right for a behind.
Geez, whoever Wardy's opponent is, that she didn't want to go near it, does she? They're virtually leaving her out there by herself.
Walker brings the ball back into play to the outer side of the ground this time, at ground level, picked up by James. She got tackled from behind. Play on's the call as there's a free kick been found here, and it's going the way of Central Australia to Minta Franks. So Franks kicks outside of the defensive 50, but well read by Marika Carlton, who chopped that one off. She swings around now looking to get the ball back in the corridor at centre half forward. It's a good kick and a big strong mark by Casey Morris at half forward. Morris looking for a leading player. She finds one. Beautiful kick, and Bonnie Brown once again finds some space, got out on the lead and takes a nice mark.
Yeah, it's like Brown had pushed all the way back and left a lot of space out in front of her there, and Morris just a little depth touch, just popped it over the top of the girl on the mark for Brown to run in. She's going to kick from probably 35.
It's a good-looking kick. It's going all the way through. That's a terrific finish from Bonnie Brown, and she's had some sort of game to date, really involved in the action up in that forward half for the NTFL, and yeah, great performance. And NTFL have scored their 4th goal for the quarter already, matching what they scored in the first quarter.
Yeah, Bonnie Brown, Southern Districts. Had a good year, 24-25. Does a little bit of off-season work over in Cairns as well with Central Trinity Beach, so they might be fairly happy to get her back for the winter season.
Yeah, that's right. Only young Bonnie, but yeah, she's really stepped up to representative football today as the hand pass comes out wide, and the quick kick forward by Ajani falls into the lap of Gardner Dunn, who's looking for the leading player again, but that's beautifully read and picked off over the back by McDonald, who swings the ball grandstand side. Ball at ground level. White jumpers there as Gardner Dunn gets the hand pass up to Jones. Matty Jeans with a long kick into the forward pocket. Brown runs onto the bouncing ball. She got wrapped up in the tackle, but managed to get her hands free and get the hand pass out as the pressure keeps coming from the NTFL forwards down there as the ball's scooped out the back or into the hands of Ajani, who had a shot towards goal. It's fallen short, and again, just struggling to get it out. Kalisha Rioli does really well to break through initially, but her kick went straight up in the air almost, and Carlton got on the end of it, and I think she's kicked another goal for NTFL. Just snuck that one inside the left-hand goal post, but yeah, she's been everywhere. Whenever there's a loose ball coming out, she seems to be the one on the end of it.
It's the young wingers, half-forward flankers that are doing all the hard work there for the NT Buffaloes team. Gardner Dunn and Carlton are just in the right place at the right time. They're consistently. Gardner Dunn's taking kicks and kicking it forward, and then runs around the outside, and she's there again on the receiving end or in and under. So it's the smaller players that are doing all the hard work, and the likes of Ward and Morris and Brown are finishing it off for them. So got a really good setup at the moment.
So umpire Miller McCormack throws the ball in the air as NTFL looking to go forward again. The hand pass forward, and then a quick kick down towards half forward as just running onto it. Down there was Frida Purantatameri. She kicks in towards the forward pocket now. It's out in front of Morris, who traps the ball and then swings it back to the top of the goal square. Terrific disciplined work there. Got it to the hot spot, and pretty easy pickings for Taylor Smith as she found space at the top of the goal square and just outpointed her opponent and took the mark. Some interesting work on the mark there as Taylor Smith's kick at goal just misses to the right.
So yeah, good work from Morris there, right up against the boundary line. She was able to bring that back around. Taylor Smith, Palmerston Magpies again, so getting involved.
McDonald with the chip pass in, and the kick's good. This time Johnson takes the mark in the back pocket. She's looking to swing around now and kick out, but well read by Althouse. Couldn't complete the mark, but gets the ball at ground level, then gives off the hand pass to Ajani. Ajani with a long kick towards goal as Kalisha Rioli couldn't take the mark and then overran the ball. The ball spills free in the goal square. Good defensive work by Lily Childs. Got the kick out, but again...
Oh, here we go.
It's just swooped on out there with the ball in some space. She's kept it inside, I think. It is a goal, and it's Carlton once again, who's doing an enormous amount of damage coming forward off of that left wing.
Well, it's a bit of Carlton magic there for you, Stu, but it's not the navy blue type magic that we haven't seen all year. But Marika Carlton, that's her third goal so far, running off a wing, and she's absolutely tearing it apart. She's in the right place at the right time. She's fed a few off as well. She keeps her teammates involved, and yeah, watch this space with Marika Carlton, I think, moving forwards.
Oh, absolutely. And in the very near term, she's well in the conversation for best on ground honours in this game.
It's got early. So it's 13 minutes in, 10-8-68, Central Australia yet to score.
So again, good hands. The hand pass comes back from Lawrence to Althouse. That was interesting, but effective. And Althouse kicks along towards half. A well-directed kick. Hewitt couldn't take the mark as McDonald works back there. She gets pushed over the top of the ball. Gardner Dunn picks up, swings it back to Hewitt again. Nice tackle as the ball spills forward. McDonald picks up, gives it to Danielle Woods, who tried to burst through but lost possession of the ball in trying to do so. And now at ground level, it's picked up by Purantatameri, swings around on her left boot.
There's the left foot.
Floats one towards goal, and it goes all the way through over the goal umpire's hat. So she just made herself some space there and had plenty of time and got it on the left and floated it through for another NTFL goal.
Well, I mean, they were going that well down forward that Purantatameri is coming off the bench now and impacted pretty much straight away. She's had 3 or 4 possessions this quarter. As we see Kalisha Rioli just spent a little bit of time on the ground there after that tackle on Jasmine Hewitt, and now she's sort of wandered off the ground to get some attention. So she's virtually that's CAFL, that defensive line there with Kalisha has done really, really well, and it's going to leave a bigger hole in defence there for him, Stu.
Yeah, that's right. Her and McDonald have been the mainstays back there as Althouse got a hand to the ball, and NTFL go forward again. This time the mark's built, but Gardner Dunn at ground level picks up, drives it long into the forward pocket, and it keeps bouncing over the boundary line. It'll be a boundary throw in, so under a minute remaining in this second quarter, and a stoppage in that right forward pocket for the NTFL.
So what do you do, Stewie? You're the CAFL coach. You'll get the girls in there at half time. What's the message? Is Jasmine Hewitt
Judge
there?
Hewitt just takes it out of the ruck contest. Well, no contest in the end, and had an open goal line and made the most of it, banged it through. So she gets her second for the quarter, and it's been a bit of an avalanche in this quarter for the NTFL.
Be competitive might be the key words there, Stu, I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, they're certainly trying hard when the ball's at ground level, but just the skill factor and the cohesion of the NTFL team, I think, has seen them really blow this game apart.
Certainly have. You're watching AFL NT's coverage of the Women's Representative Central Australia versus Northern Territory Football League women's matches here at TIO Stadium in Traeger Park, Alice Springs. We'd also like to thank Cazalis Palmerston for supporting NTFL representative teams, as well as the Yipanrina Shopping Centre for supporting the CAFL representative teams. We'll be back shortly with the second half.
Cazalis Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gatherings or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Cazalis Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Yipper in your shopping centre. It's just so convenient and so much to choose from. Undercover parking and my favourite shops are all in one area. There's so many new shops to see right in the heart of Alice. Yipper in your shopping centre, Hartley Street, Alice Springs.
Discover Lassiter's Alice Springs Ultimate Entertainment Hub. Stay at Crown Plaza Alice Springs, wake up to the iconic McDonnell Ranges and enjoy our modern and welcoming health club. Unwind at lavish day spa, relax poolside with a cocktail. Plan a casual rendezvous at Juicy Rum Bar and Grill. Treat someone special to dinner at Tarly Restaurants. Test your luck at Lassiter's Casino or join Lassiter's Rewards for a chance to win cash and prizes.
Think of the people who need your support. Gamble responsibly.
Bring it up.
you keep that one. Line up, gentlemen. Let's go. In line. Welcome back to AFL NT's coverage of the Central Australian Football League versus Northern Territory Football League Women's Representative fixture here from TIO Traeger Park in Alice Springs. My name is Paul Maher, and Stu Davis and I have just seen a first half probably to remember for the NTFL but to forget for the CAFL.
Yeah, unfortunately it's been one-way traffic, hasn't it, in the first half, and we hope that a regroup at half-time sees CAFL come back in and just give themselves some chances to score, as it looks like they've thrown Danica McDonald into the ruck here, so that'll be interesting. She's done a fair bit of work down back so far in the game, so she's up against one of the best in the business, of course. Jazz Hewitt, as the ball spills to the ground, hand pass forward, slips through the hands of Hewitt, who picks it up nicely, got it out the back, gone on with a quick kick forward. And at ground level, Gardner-Dunn tries to scoop that one back in, eventually paddles it along and then has a toe poke forward off the ground. Picked up at half forward by Lawrence. She got swung around in the tackle as she hand passed forward, and Mark spilled it the back half of the centre square there as CAFL trying desperately at ground level to get it forward. It's picked up by McQuinney, but she's wrapped up in the tackle. So some good pressure around the ball there from the Central Australian players as McDonald again goes up against Hewitt. No clear winner in the ruck contest as Rioli tries to kick it off the ground. The ball comes back into her hands now. Maria Rioli thumps it forward and straight into the hands of Frida Purantatameri. That's centre half forward for NTFL. And Frida kicked a goal in the second quarter, and now we'll go back for the set shot.
Well, Maria Rioli there, she stood on the outside and she watched Gardner-Dunn sort of tap it along the ground a little bit, and she thought, bugger this, I'm just going to pick it up and go give it a good piece of right foot leather, as Purantatameri seems to have put this one on the goal line.
And
that looks like Hannah Turnbull gone forward.
Gone forward, yeah, so just throwing the magnets around a bit, I think, but I think that was called touched, and then she had to kick quickly and got touched on the goal line. But CAFL bringing the ball away through Muldrich, get it down towards the wing. A strong tackle again. Hewitt at ground level, bursts through, gets a hand pass inboard. Carlton creates her own space, kicks long down towards half forward, just slipped through the hands of Morris this time, and the kick out falls into the lap of Marika Carlton once again. And Carlton has a runner on the outside that she delivers nicely to, and that's Michaela Ward, who's obviously not playing deep forward anymore, and she chips it inboard and finds Maria Rioli. So Rioli just created a bit of space at half forward, and the pass went straight to Elgana Torp here. Off the side of the boot a bit. Turnbull's down there, knocked away from her. Lawrence at ground level picks up, sweeps the hand pass to Gardner-Dunn. Gardner-Dunn long towards the goal line. It's taken on the line by Lucy Lewis. She swings around, but that's a good defensive effort to get a touch on that and prevent the goal by Tamara Walker from CAFL. So they bring the ball near side of the ground, and a good kick finds Mum Aldrich in the back pocket. She's looking to deliver the ball up to half back, but the white jumpers close in again as the ball's at ground level. Picked up nicely by Jeans, who hand passed out wide. Marika Carlton in some space, is off and running, kicks long towards goal. It gets over the back. Turnbull traps it just inside the behind line there.
Nice work.
Tries to find a teammate back inside, and she did so. You could see that she was scanning what options were available to her. Had Gardner-Dunn in some space there, and delivered beautifully to her.
Well, that's the defender coming out in her, I think, is that she was always on the lookout for somebody else. And that's an ordinary kick from Gardner-Dunn, who was on the scoreboard with 1. Marika Carlton with 3, and Michaela Ward and Jazz Hewitt with 2 in the first half there. But it was a bit ordinary kick out there as well, Stu. It's
just bounced away over the boundary line before Sky Childs could get her hands on it. But she's obviously run out of the goal square when she's kicked that, so it'll be a throw in. And the pressure doesn't stop for the CAFL here, as it's a stoppage inside 50 for NTFL. Hewitt just flicks it out the back to Morris, and using it through the hands. Hewitt gets wrapped in the tackle. It manages to get a hand pass out to Gonanon, running onto that. Kicks long down there, and strength from Hannah Turnbull just got rid of her opponent and allowed her to own the drop of the ball, and she completed the mark, and now we'll go back for a set shot from directly in front. Hannah Turnbull.
Oh,
yeah, she is
like a defender.
She's the Nycliffe fullback and captain, of course, but just poked at that one a bit rather than getting any momentum through the kick.
That's what happens when defenders go forward. They might get a little bit dizzy when it comes to kicking towards the goals, Stu, but anyway, she might get another opportunity.
She might. She's played that one well, as Lucy Lewis almost completed that mark, but just knocked away in the end. Lewis comes in again, but it's well battled for at ground level and held in tight, and picked up, and Jessie Wilson hands it back to the umpire, and we'll have a throw in, ball up again, as again no clear hit out winner. Gardner-Dunn at ground level gets the hand pass to Hewitt, just bounces off of her, and now CAFL managed to work it through the hands, and a kick coming out, but well read, cutting across there by Jeans, but couldn't take the mark, and it spills over the boundary line for a throw in.
The crowd's starting to grow there too for the men's game, which is going to follow shortly.
Yeah, you'd expect that. And we imagine that will be a much closer contest than we've seen here at the moment. Of course, women's football in Central Australia in its relative infancy, so it's just terrific for them to have the exposure against the likes of the NTFL players, and including players like Jazz Hewitt and Janet Baird, who've experienced AFLW football. So there's a free kick here to Gabby Della. She switches the ball inboard and finds her teammate Gonanon. Gonanon swings around and kicks high in towards the middle of the ground. It's going to fall short of her intended target, but gets to the back, and Ajani kicks along down towards half forward, out in space. Gardner-Dunn again swings back inside her opponent, now straightens towards goal. It's going to fall short though. Well read and chopped off by Tamara Walker, who's had a fair bit of the football on that full back line, and she delivers the ball nicely to Regan Mar-Moldrich. Mar-Moldrich looking to go short here. Off the hands, it gets to her target in Sky Childs, who kicks it round the boundary line out towards half-back. Gonanon in there, couldn't get a kick to it, but it now gets the hand pass out the back to Bonnie Brown. Brown chips the ball in towards half-forward, and that's a beautifully directed kick, and the mark taken by Lawrence. Lawrence has a player in some space there, and it's Gardner-Dunn once again, who's just been in space all day, but I guess she does the work to get to that space ball.
She certainly has. She's been lively. She's never standing flat-footed. She's always on the mark. There was just a couple of moments ago there that she probably affected 2 or 3 tackles to create a stoppage in their forward line, which presents more options. As that kick, unfortunately, she's been a little bit off course today from a distance. Might be better off staying a little bit closer to goal. The power through the legs just not quite there. There's 2 or 3 opportunities that she's had there in the last couple of minutes that they've all either fallen short or they've gone into the hands of the opposition. So.
Yeah, and speaking of falling short, the kick in just fell short of the target, which put CAFL defence under pressure once again. But a stoppage here. Bonnie Brown just takes it uncontested out of the ruck contest, kicks long in towards the goal square. Puruntatameri there knocks her opponent out of the way now, picks up, gets a quick kick forward. Walker on the goal line once again. Just had a look and then got bundled over. And so we've gone almost 8.5 minutes in this third quarter. No goals have been added in the quarter, so I guess that's a positive for CAFL as NTFL get it back to Baird, who we've hardly called because she's playing in defence. It's an interesting inside-out hand pass, goes to Gardner-Dunn, right to the goal line. Lucy Lewis has juggled it on the line. So first touch inside the line, second grab over the line. So through for another behind to NTFL.
Some good officiating by the goal umpire there, but that's the best mullet I reckon I've seen for a goal umpire too.
Ball spills to Gardner-Dunn once again. She kicks high and long in towards full forward. Walker gets a hand to the ball and it falls back into her lap as she's sitting on the ground. Tried to get a hand pass out. They're under all sorts of pressure down there, but still having a crack at ground level, not letting any easy possession for NTFL close to goal. Is again, it's going to be a stoppage deep in NTFL's forward line.
Yeah, they're doing some hard work, the Central Australian girls, aren't they? They're trying just to shut them down, to get numbers to the footy, and there's Steph Lawrence.
Steph Lawrence,
at her best. Front and centre, right foot, easy.
Eventually the weight of possession in the forward half has cracked the dam, and Steph Lawrence gets the first goal for the quarter for the NTFL at about the 9.5 minute mark, and she's looked dangerous all day up forward there, but that time just had some space and made no mistake.
That's her second for the day. The Central Australian girls are doing all the hard work, aren't they? And the NT Buffaloes girls, they're virtually just waiting for the ball to either drop out or spill out or come out with a bit of an errant kick, and they can turn it back around, as the likes of Marika Carlton have done, and Lucy Lou now has gone down into the forward line and is doing a similar type of role. As we see a couple of changes, Maria Rioli's gone into the middle now with Zoe McWhinney. Yeah,
and Bonnie Brown doing the ruck work, so they've rotated that round a fair bit. And Jodie Rayner in ruck for Central Australia gets the hit out and then follows up herself, but the bounce just didn't favour her, unfortunately, as trying to pick it up through there was Turner, but wasn't able to do so before the white jumpers closed in on her. The hand pass comes out to Baird, who's off and running now, swings around on the outside, hand passes forward to Carlton. Carlton in a little bit of space, chips it back inboard, picked up nicely on the half volley by Smith. Back to Carlton. Carlton keeps running and delivers inside forward 50, a beautiful pass, and finds Puruntatameri. She wastes no time, has a player in space, gives it over to Della. Della strolls in from about 20 metres out directly in front and bangs that one over the goal umpire's head and celebrates. And Gabby Della herself has had a pretty good day as well.
Well, she has, and it's just a matter of time, realistically, Stewie, wasn't it? Is that the CAFL girls have battled hard all day in the defensive line there to try and curb the influence of what the NTFL girls have been able to do, and they've battled very, very hard for the amount of inside 50s that have gone in there, but it's the repeat efforts from the Buffaloes that keep sending the ball back in at pace, and deep as well, which makes it even harder to defend. So Gabby Della sneaking forward, puts her first one on the board for the day.
Hewitt back in the middle, hooks that one back out in the ruck contest, picked up nicely by Rayner for Central Australia, gets it down to half forward, well read off the back line by Della, who was the last goal kicker, but she got caught in the tackle, had to hand pass indiscriminately as Central Australia again pounced on the ball, but there's got a free kick been found here. And it's going the way of Central Australia. So Lyle Aldrich will take the free kick, kicks long to the forward 50. Della gets it off nicely through the hands. NTFL work it out into some space. Hannah Turnbull's gone back again now. Kicks long down, and Maria Rioli read it beautifully, takes the mark and plays on straight away. He's got players running forward. The ball kick out in front of them. But there's a push here, and it's going to be a Central Australia free kick. Looking a bit confused was Taylor Smith, but gives the ball back eventually. And it's Franks. He tried to get the ball running with a hand pass, but wasn't the best option as Smith swoops on it and now kicks long. It gets over the back. Walker working hard down at ground level once again, and that was a terrific effort there, because it looked like the NTFL were going to swoop on that and just run into an open goal. So Althouse stands under it, does the ruck work. It spills out to Ma, who's caught in the tackle. Althouse picks up now, thumps the ball along towards goal. It's going high, it's going long, and it's going straight through the middle for another NTFL goal, and another NTFL goal kicker on the board. Molly Althouse gets her first, and she's the one that lost the boot, Paul.
Well, there you go. I wasn't sure which one it was, but she's done quite well. She's taken a ruck tap out, and then she's gone in and virtually roved her own tap out to be able to kick a goal over her shoulder there with one boot on. So
yeah, a great finish from long range, and after holding them out for 12 and a half minutes or so, the NTFL have been able to score 3 quick goals before the three-quarter time siren. So we're in the last minute of play in the third quarter, as Hewitt this time leaps over the top, thumps the ball. It comes back to her at ground level. She's got a runner. She hand passes to Ajani on the outside, who kicks long down towards half forward. That's a terrific mark taken at centre half forward by Taylor Smith. Smith chips the ball over the top, but that's going to land in between 2 NTFL players, and well read and well marked by Jessie Wilson. Back deep in defence for Central Australia. She looks to go long down the middle of the ground, but Jazz Hewitt was right in the right place and took that intercept mark, and she'll pump it back in pretty quickly. She's got Althouse out on a long lead and delivers nicely to her, and Althouse takes the mark. She's got a runner out wide. This one's going to fall a bit short, but Carlton will run onto it and now kicks just before the siren. I think the kick is good. It's straight through the middle. That's a better kick from Carlton. I think she kicks better on the run than set shots, but that's a terrific kick and another great goal. And yeah, time is gone, and Carlton gets her 4th on the board, I think, Paul.
that is correct, Stewie. So your premonition previously, halfway through the second quarter, about how well that she was going might have her collecting a television at the end of the day for the best on ground honors, wasn't far off the mark, because she just slid through her 4th goal right on the death knock at three-quarter time.
Yeah, don't make prize promises you can't keep, Paul.
I can promise anything because I'm not responsible for anything. 16-15, 111 here at quarter time to Central Australia. No score at this stage. You're watching AFL NT's coverage of the women's representative match, Central Australia versus Northern Territory Football League. AFL Northern Territory would like to thank Kazali's Palmerston Club for supporting the NTFL representative teams, as well as the Yippenrinna Shopping Centre for supporting the Central Australian Football League representative teams. As we spoke, 111 points the difference here at three-quarter time. Central Australia can only hope for a strong breeze.
Yeah, well,
in this last quarter.
Yeah, they battled hard for a long time in that quarter, but still plenty to do.
We'll be back for the last quarter after this short break.
Kazali's Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gatherings or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Yippenrinna Shopping Centre. It's just so convenient and so much to choose from. Undercover parking and my favourite shops are all in one area. There's so many new shops to see right in the heart of Alice. Yippenrinna Shopping Centre, Hartley Street, Alice Springs.
Discover Lassiter's Alice Springs Ultimate Entertainment Hub. Stay at Crown Plaza Alice Springs, wake up to the iconic McDonald Ranges and enjoy our modern and welcoming health club. Unwind at lavish day spa, relax poolside with a cocktail. Plan a casual rendezvous at Juicy Rum Bar and Grill. Treat someone special to dinner at Tarly Restaurants. Test your luck at Lassiter's Casino or join Lassiter's Rewards for a chance to win cash and prizes.
Think of the people who need your support. Gamble responsibly.
Bring it up, up. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. Bring it back, up. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back.
Welcome back to AFL NT's coverage of the Central Australian Football League versus Northern Territory Football League women's representative match here at TIA Traeger Park in Alice Springs. Northern Territory 16-15, 111 and Central Australia yet to score. My name is Paul Marr. Stu Davis. Representative football is back.
It is.
But it's not the showcase that we thought it might be.
No, that's right. There's a bit to go as far as evening these contests up, but terrific for these players to be able to represent their leagues and their communities anyway, as NTFL going forward again. And Michaela Ward on the end of this one went missing in the third quarter. I think that's because she spent a bit of time down back and maybe on the bench, but she's quickly into the action in this final quarter. This time she's looking to just get it to the top of the goal square, and there she is again. Hannah Turnbull taking a mark inside forward 50, so getting the opportunity to go forward again. And look at that, throwing the grass in the air. She knows exactly what she's doing as she comes in to kick the goal this time, Paul.
This will be her second or third shot, Stu, since meandering down to the forward line, as she's just made the distance and got the height over the top. As the Nightcliff girls and her teammates are quite happy to get amongst her to see that she's gone from one end of the ground to the other. You're right, Stewie, with the representative program, the Central Australian girls representing their area in their communities down there. There's about 9 girls from Alcaminia in that side, which makes up a fair portion of it. The other teams, Federals, Pioneers, and Rovers, South Alice Springs make up the balance of them, and West as well. So but there's only 6 teams down there, is that correct? Up against
that's right.
The 9 that the NTFL are playing with, and then there's the other women's programs in around the Banks and Tracy Village and the Jabberoo. So, there's 12 odd teams, women's competitions in Darwin, whereas Alice Springs, they're only looking at 6 teams. So, I mean, you've got to pick the best from the best. The numbers are always going to outweigh the program. So, but they're here, they're having a go as the Buffaloes go into an open goal again, and that's Turnbull again on the goal line.
Emma Forsyth got on the end of it, kicked long in towards the goal line, and a terrific, strong, contested mark right on the goal line. And Hannah Turnbull's going to kick 2 in a minute, this time from the goal square, and not such a big celebration this time, but still pretty happy to get herself on the scoreboard again, and she might have found herself a different role for next season.
No, might be time to, there you go. That's the runners just come out and we're pointing to her to go back down to the other end, I think. So that's Georgia Marsland that's running there. Unfortunately, she missed out on a game today, and it's just outside the selected 21 or 22 players. So they've had a good day, the NT girls, and they're going to, I think, have a good night.
Probably, yeah.
Probably is the big house down there at the place to go, right? Is it?
So the other factor coming into this game, of course, NTFL are coming off of their season, while Central Australia are just about to start their season. So, you know, how much of a factor that is in this game and in the men's game is hard to determine. But yeah, obviously a bit more match fit, the NTFL players, even though the season finished a number of weeks ago. As back in at ground level, it's a free kick been found, and probably one of CAFL's best players, Danica McDonald, wins that free kick, and a nice pass and a mark taken out here on the wing by Sophie Jakes, who kicks back in the middle, but plucked out of the air by Jazz Hewitt, and she drives it back forward again. And Janet Baird looks like she might have floated forward and or been moved forward, and she takes a mark, kicks in towards half forward. It gets to the back where Turnbull gives off by hand beautifully to McWhinney. She dodges between a couple of Central Australian players, kicks long towards goal, and she's kicked another one for the NTFL. That was a terrific finish, some nice footwork to get in between a couple of opponents, but terrific hands by Hannah Turnbull to quickly get the hand pass to her and give her the opportunity to run in and become another goal scorer for the NTFL.
Well, Janet Baird kicked the ball into space, which is exactly what they wanted. Turnbull come a long way out of the goal square up towards the arc, but it was McWhinney who was at the foot of the play there, and she was just waiting for that handball to come out and then took off. She burnt Turnbull, who looked for the give and go, but she wasn't going to get it again. So McWhinney's on the scoreboard. As we see a few other changes in the middle of the ground here. Gardner Dunn and looks like Putatana Mary have come into the middle now to get a little bit of the ball along with Taylor Smith.
So Oldhouse trying to reach over the top of Woods, but that's a stalemate, and will be another ball up in the middle of the ground.
They've certainly missed Kalisha Rioli since she went off halfway through that second quarter too, Stu, Central Australia.
Woods uses her strength and then hooks the hit out over the top. Gardner Dunn pounces on it though and delivers beautifully to Della out wide. Gabby Della on the wing, looking to drive down towards half forward. Jazz Hewitt out in front, takes the mark, and player on the mark just called back a couple of steps. Hewitt chips the ball inboard, but well read, and now off and running. Here's a chance for Central Australia going forward. It gets over the top, but Marika Carlton again, work rate, gets back there and delivers to Hewitt. Hewitt swings the ball back into the middle of the ground. This time it's a better kick, and she finds Puranchutta Mary in the middle of the ground, who switches into the centre square where Oldhouse is waiting unattended. She delivers beautifully inside forward 50 and finds Gabby Della, who's run forward to get on the end of that. She's got a loose forward. The kick just didn't quite get as far as Janet Baird, who she was looking for. It spills out to Morris now, chips it up high into the corridor, spilling out in the marking contest. Chelsea Hayes just couldn't hold on to the mark. The hand pass comes out again, and now to Ward. Ward out of the middle of the pack, kicks it long forward, and the mark's taken by Della once again, who's just floated forward and takes another mark, and has been pretty impressive again today, Paul.
She has been very impressive, and the more kicks she gets in the back half of the game, Stu, I think that Marika Carlton might have to hand that television back.
Shot at goal for Della. She's got one already, but not another.
She's still got a hand on it.
Yeah. So, yeah, just missing to the left that time, and a reprieve for the Central Australian girls as Maggie Johnson retrieves the footy and will bring it back into the play. She's off and running with a couple of bounces through that back pocket and kicks long and wide to the outer side of the ground, but that's well read by Andrew Gonanon for NTFL. Buffalo's player comes back in now and kicks high. Oh, that's a terrific mark in the middle of a couple of opponents. And the pass inboard, beautifully done and nicely marked by Taylor Smith. And Taylor Smith's another one who's impressed today. Just looks a really good mover, doesn't she, from the Palmerston Magpies?
Very good up forward. And I think that with the 2 or 3 prong forwards that they've had in there with Ward, early on, and Smith, as well as Brown when she was down there.
That's a great kick.
Kicked another goal there for Smith. Because their forward line has been functioning very, very well, and it becomes multi-operational as to which one you go to, because while Central Australia probably think that they're going to hang on to Wardy, is that somebody else is going to make some space and be able to take the mark and have a shot for goal. Smith's come back into the middle there too to see how she goes back on the ball.
Yeah.
You see Rioli's back in there as well. So Molly Althouse. It's the same as some of the Buffaloes girls and the Tiwi girls obviously got bundled out early. Buffaloes didn't quite make the final, so it's been a while since they've played a bit of footy. So they're been a month or so at the very least. But like St Mary's and Nightcliff, are lucky to have 5 or 6 representatives in this team today. Only 2 from St Mary's and I think 3 from Nightcliff playing. So, and they were the last teams to play, and that was only 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So we've got a ball up at half forward for the NTFL. There's just got a bit of an issue with a player on the ground here.
Just off screen, unfortunately. So it's got a bit of cramp.
And we're back underway now as Oldhouse thumps it beautifully to Bonnie Brown. Brown settles herself, kicks long towards the goal line, just touched on the line there. So good work in the last line of defence by Maggie Johnson, and she'll bring the ball back into play this time, looking to come grandstand side. Doesn't mind having a run and a bounce as she comes out of the goal square. Kicks high outside of defensive 50. The ball spills out the back where Marika Carlton sweeps on it and then swings a hand pass and keeps running to receive back again. She kicks long inside forward 50. Oh, the mark claimed by Janet Baird. I'm not sure that it was, and in fact she's called to play on as she gets a hand pass. Gets it back now. Here's a chance on the right boot. She kicks towards goal, but she's squirted it across too far and through for a behind.
Well, she nearly convinced the umpire.
Yeah, it was looked clearly Central Australian hands on it first. So bringing the ball back in again. Johnson goes outer side of the ground this time, delivers nicely to Hayley Marr. Marr at half back, just off and running now. Chips the ball high, but that's going to fall straight into the lap of Lucy Lewis, who spilt the mark but had time to recover and kicks long towards the goal square. There's a number of CAFL players back there as they clear it away again, but good pressure by Maria Rioli, and then sweeps on the loose ball at ground level, kicks long to the goal square, but well read and well marked on the last line of defence, and CAFL bring it away again. But again, there's a wall of white jumpers there as they look to bang it back towards their goal, but this time it's a stalemate and a ball up about 20 metres from the NTFL goal. Bonnie Brown rucks and roves her own ball, but the kick was smothered as the quick kick comes away. Mark not quite taken there by Forsyth as it's squirted out of the pack eventually, and NTFL with some numbers there. Gardner Dunn gets the hand pass out to McQuinney, who gets it over to Carlton. Carlton swings the right boot long towards the goal square, but beautifully read, and a nice intercept mark taken by Chrissy Davis for CAFL. She kicks to the outer side of the ground. Purin Tatameri couldn't hold the mark, but she's first to the ball at ground level. Manages to get a hand pass out, but ball not taken, and still scrambling forward at ground level. It's picked up by Hicks, who kicks high towards the top of the goal square, and Gardner Dunn just knocks it out to her own advantage, but couldn't straighten that one and hits it into the behind post, and that's out of bounds on the full, and will be a Central Australia free kick to be taken by Danica McDonald kicks close to the boundary line, running the outer side here, looking for Franks. Franks got her hands to it, kept the ball in play, but there was a number of NTFL players there waiting for it. Marika Carlton tries to burst through the pack, but has the ball knocked out of her hands and over the boundary line. So it'll be a throw in inside forward 50 for the NTFL.
Some tired bodies out there for the Central Australian girls again, hands on. Well, mind you, both of them now, they're probably getting to the stage that, you know, we're about 3.5 minutes left to play. The ball's been bombarded into the NT forward line consistently. So the defenders, the Central Australian girls, have had their work cut out for them all afternoon, and they're just battling now for the last 2 or 3 minutes. Keep themselves injury-free for the start of their season coming up.
And of course, it's pretty warm, 26, 27 degrees today. Perfect, really. But Maria Rioli swings around, kicks into the forward pocket, and getting underneath the fall of that one was Janet Baird. She's calling for someone to lead to her, and she gets that lead and delivers beautifully. And once again, it's Gabby Della who made the space and was honoured with the beautiful pass from Janet Baird.
Well, she obviously didn't trust herself, Janet Baird, over on that in that far right-hand pocket on a right footer, which would have been on her wrong foot to try and slide that in. She's bringing Della into the game.
So Della from directly in front, looks like she's missed again. So she's had a couple of set shot opportunities in this last quarter that have gone begging, and just waiting for the ball to be retrieved. McDonald again will bring the ball back into play. She kicks down towards half-back. It gets outside their defensive 50 momentarily, but Oldhouse will thump it back in. That's gone very wide. There's no one out there, and that's just going to bounce over the boundary line. And will be a throw-in inside forward 50 for NTFL once again. Almost 14 minutes gone in this final quarter, and NTFL have added another 4 goals in this quarter as Bonnie Brown does battle in the ruck contest. Gardner Dunn at ground level just struggled to control the ball as the pressure came in, and once again it's Danica McDonald who's involved in holding up the play down there. There's a free kick been found here, and it's going to go the way of Central Australia. Danielle Woods will take that free kick. She chips it round the grandstand side. Marika Carlton once again pounces on it, straightens up, kicks towards goal, but this time she's just swung it off to the right and through for a behind only.
Well, there was a chance there, Stewie, to stitch that television up, but coming in, it's the same, this end of the ground, the ball seems to be not wanting to go through some fairly easy set shots that the NT girls have had. As we've got a turnover here out of the kick out of full back. Quick movement from Della.
Yep, and it's a good pass, and Bonnie Brown gets on the end of this one, which should be just about the last kick of the game, I would think. She'll have a set shot for goal after the siren, as it turns out. The siren goes now, and Bonnie Brown with a chance to kick her second goal at the end of the game here. From not far out, the kick's good, straight through the middle, and yeah, she's made no mistake there. So obviously a comprehensive win to the NTFL. Of course, the Central Australian girls kept battling all day. They were under the pump in defence all day, and had some moments where they just put the brakes on the NTFL for a while. But in the end, I think the quality of player and the class stood out a bit, Paul.
It certainly did, Stewie. I mean, the power forwards and strong defence that they had, the NTFL Buffaloes, was just way too much for Central Australia in the first quarter. There was 9 scoring shots to 0 within the first 15 minutes of the game, and Central Australia had their backs up against the wall. They were defending quite well, but it was the second quarter where they let through, or the NTFL kicked 8 goals. Third quarter, once again, they fought very, very hard to hold them back, but they got a couple of late goals, the NTFL. And then this last quarter, the ball spent virtually all its time in that forward 50-metre program, whereas they've had 11 shots a goal 11 shots a goal for 10 shots a goal for 5 goals 5. So,
Yeah.
so they were some pretty easy shots, but tiring towards the end of it. As we spoke about, some of these girls haven't played for a month or 6 weeks, and some of them just after goal grand final celebrations 2 or 3 weeks. So, but representative football was back today. Central Australia, they were gallant. They had a crack, but there is a massive gap there, obviously, and the NTFL certainly flexed their muscles in relation to the game. Marika Carlton, virtually a best on ground display with 4 goals. Hannah Turnbull pushed forward, and Bonnie Brown with Taylor Smith, and the coach Jasmine Hewitt kicked 2. Steph Lawrence also 2, and singles to Gardner Dunn, Mick Winnie, Gabby Della, Casey Morris, Freda Puttatinameri, and Molly Althouse. So virtually
13 goal kickers in the end, so it was spread around pretty well, wasn't it? But yeah, probably I think there's a medal for each side in this game. I'm not sure which way I'll go. Marika Carlton obviously is a big chance. I really like Gabby Della's game. Rennie Hicks had a fair bit of it as well. So they'd probably be the main chances, and I thought Danica McDonald was probably the best of the CAFL players.
Yeah, Kalisha Rioli was up there as well until unfortunately she came off. Injured in that towards that half-time break, but they were gallant. There's some players there that need to be applauded for their efforts, and it was a pretty. The scoreboard doesn't really tell a true tale in relation to the game, but it is what it is, Stu. So, But you're right with the best players. I mean, Gardner Dunn, Carlton, Della, Hicks early, and I thought that Casey Morris and Bonnie Brown, were very good. So, post-mortems are fantastic. We can talk about them all day.
Yeah, that's right.
History was made today with the first women's clash between the Central Australian Football League and the Northern Territory Football League. The first game that they've played, competition versus competition, so there's something to applaud in relation to that as the girls are sitting down here and
for the presentation.
Going to go through the presentation, so I'm not sure if we're going to take audio on this.
I don't think so. I think we'll just let it go and they can watch it. But look, it's been a terrific occasion, and obviously something to build on going forward. And the men's fixture will be coming up in half an hour's time. So that's it from us. Hope you've enjoyed the coverage, and look forward to the men's game coming up.